fucking
we're all black.
Yeah.
That's the Brian Scalero joke.
I've got 40 of these.
Yeah, that's what do you call it? Louis C.K. says, like, just wear a black shirt.
Yeah.
Like, it's the easiest thing to do.
I got this red shirt that I really like, and then I did wear it on a podcast where you can see yourself on the fucking video. And is there anything worse than like seeing yourself like while you're doing something? Like if you ever play a club where there's a mirror in the back of the room and you can see yourself, it's just such a mind fuck. You got to It's like, all right, don't look at the front row, don't look at the back, fucking look for the dark.
That's why I'm glad the stand put up that black curtain in the back of because otherwise,
oh my god,
just sit there and just watch people in the restaurant and stuff, and
you're like, what's that guy eating?
The one I hate is the side profile. If there's a mirror to the side profile, then you look over and you catch yourself.
Yeah.
Because like you can actively avoid, but sometimes you can't help but look this way at the crowd.
Right.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. I just did something like that last weekend.
So whenever you really want to go.
How do we sound? How's our...
That sounds good.
Oh, do I sound okay?
Sounds good.
Everyone sounds gorgeous.
You just want to be close because that one's an older mic, so that's...
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a little shittier of a mic, but it still works.
That's
I'll be keeper of the shitty mic.
If there's one thing I know how to do,
Yeah.
take care of a mic that's already been forgotten.
That's a role I'm always looking for in a podcast is shitty mic. Instead of like third mic guy, you're shitty mic guy.
The fucking Beastie Boys mic.
Yeah, man.
I just read that story. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump. No. I just read the story about that, how they use that for. I don't know.
What's that?
They use on a couple albums. Are you talking about this? Or are you talking about the Beastie
Check your
Boys?
head.
Yeah. So what they do is they use like a shitty $20 mic from Kmart or whatever, and they don't use distortion. It's just a shit mic.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, for really?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to get started. Oh, all right. Yeah, I want to hear this story. We're going to pick up this story.
Heard it.
Well, I think we just started. I got to talk about my sponsors. How about that? I got to introduce you sons of bitches. Rock Bottom Podcast with Ray DeVito. Welcome. I got Derek Humphery, very funny comedian. Hey. What's up? The Full Charge, Matt Fulchiron.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm going to say my sponsors real quick to get them out of the way, and then we could, I'm smelling awesome because I got Victory Pose deodorants, victorypose.com. Check them out. They do great stuff. And then just go there, get the soaps, the deodorants, like goat milk soap and stuff. I smell good. I smell like a hipster.
You don't smell bad, I can tell you.
Yeah.
So a company called Victory picked you.
Yes. Okay. All right. And the name of the deodorant I'm wearing is Hero. The soap and deodorant is Hero. And I do smell good. And sometimes like I feel weird because like I smell good and like I'll be at at Barmacy, which is where I do comedy there in Akron, and that's where like Aries and Dave, the people that have Victory Pose, that's their company. And I'm like, don't I smell amazing? And then like, don't make people smell your armpits.
I don't know.
Yeah, so
maybe this deodorant's that good.
Yeah, it is that good. And people say, and then also SilkCityHotSauce.com. Check them out, SilkCityHotSauce.com. Put in G-Hole because this used to be called G-Hole. Save 15% on everything.
G-Hole?
It was greatest hour of listening ever.
Gotcha.
When me and Bob Bigger
I'm down for whatever. I don't judge.
All right, I'm done with the plugs.
Where is the Silk City?
What's that?
Where is the Silk City?
They're out of Vermont. Jeff Levine. Levine and the boys doing fine work.
I'm sorry, but can we talk about Barmacy for a second? It's implied that it's a pharmacy too, or is that the beer?
It's just a bar.
The alcohol.
It's just a bar. It's in Akron, Ohio.
It's cute.
Alcohol solves everything.
Yeah,
it does for about 45 minutes.
Yeah. I have to wait out of respect for Pete, the owner of the Funny Stop. I have to like wait till after I headline a week at Funny Stop. Then I can.
Well, you don't. We're talking about a guy named Pete in pretty much Akron, Ohio.
We know Pete.
And
you know Pete.
I know, but I'm talking to listeners.
Yeah.
So, like, he'll do this thing where when he books you, he'll be like, don't play Cleveland for a year before you come to show.
Yeah.
But that's the amount of investigation he does. So you
yeah.
can play a week before.
Well, I was telling him too.
But he just yells at you. He gets it off his chest. No one, like, I'm at the level where no one's traveling that distance.
Yeah.
So I can play both.
Yeah,
you know.
But also the thing is too, I tell him, which I give him grief about, because he'll have like these young comics and tell him you can only do this club. And I'm like, dude, they're gonna stink forever.
They're gonna quit your club before they even get in anywhere else.
Yeah, like they're gonna stink forever. You gotta let them. They just started comedy. You have to let them branch out
They'll
and
be
do
better
other
when they
shows.
come back here.
Yeah,
And the best part is Hilarities in Cleveland is like, yeah, play at that club. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, yeah. And I love Pete. We all love it. I know. Have you ever met Pete at Funny Stop?
No. It's an
great dude.
adventure. He picks you up from the airport, and you say, "How you doing, Pete?" And he's like, "These motherfuckers always screw me every chance they get." He's just yelling and screaming.
Oh, that's intense.
And the best part is, like, if you ever hang out with him and his wife, it's a nice hot cold McDLT.
Oh, his wife couldn't be any fucking.
She's like, you need to calm down.
Yeah.
You need to calm down. And she's just like, I was about to get married last time I was there, and she was like, congratulations on the wedding. And Pete's like, don't get married.
Don't fucking do it.
He didn't actually say that, but that was the contrast in tone.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
And he outs every comic in Ohio, even though they're probably not gay. He'll just be like, John Smith, gay. You know? And you're like, Pete, it's fucking 2022. No one cares.
Yeah.
I want to meet him now. I want to find out if I'm gay.
You'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah, whether you want to or not.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But his proof is fucked up too, because he's talking about one comic. He's like, hot woman hitting on him and he didn't fuck her. He's gay.
I am gay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still 1988 in Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's still like something to talk about.
It's the land before time. Like, I do appreciate going back to Ohio every now and again, because it is like.
Where were you? You're from Detroit, though, right?
No, I was born in Detroit, but I was grew up in Toledo.
Toledo. All right.
My dad lived in Detroit. My mom lived in Toledo.
That's right on the border, though.
Yeah, it's right on the border. There is a war in Toledo for some reason.
It's like, who could have more poverty?
Well, yeah. Back in the late 1800s, there was a war for the fucking border area.
Oh my God.
I guess
Forget
that's
about
true.
that stuff, but
Yeah.
Well, not me. Because it was so funny because Toledo had such like an intense like Ohio State, Michigan.
Right, because it's right on the cusp.
Closer. Ann Arbor is only 45 minutes away. Columbus is like 3 hours away, or 2.5, or whatever it was. So people are more connected to Michigan and whatever. So that was the whole dumb tension. That's how I even know any of that sort of history, because they always bring it back to football.
it's crazy about that history. Like you watch like the gangs in New York, and there was just like straight up like hatchet fights in Manhattan over like real estate.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Okay.
What's up? No. Talk whatever you want. By the way, we were.
No, you talk.
No, keep talking.
We
We
were
need talking. It's a podcast.
Have a beer, No, he went to grab a beer. Well,
This is the Ohio solution to everything, by the way.
Yeah.
Have a beer.
yeah, this is a very. You're from Toledo.
Talk.
All right. Well, then don't drink a beer, you
No,
bastard.
that got me drinking again. Was going to Cleveland. Not that I quit drinking, but I quit drinking more than 2 beers a day. And when I went,
That's
to Cleveland,
right. You
when I went to
changed
Cleveland,
that.
it's like, first of all, it was my birthday.
Happy birthday. You look good for
Thank you.
35.
Thank you. I'm 48, and
You
they
look
just
bad for 35.
no kidding,
Yeah.
no kidding. But 48, come on.
Oh, yeah, right.
But they got the great draft beers right there. I mean,
Yeah,
they got
yeah.
great draft beers everywhere, but it's just
Yeah, but it's
something
also,
pleasant about it.
It's also where you're from. I didn't drink for years. That's why I this isn't my first one I've had. But I went on vacation, and I hadn't drank for 4 years, and I had like a beer or two, like while I was just out at dinner. I never, because I consider like going to the club work.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm past the age where it's like hanging out time and partying and
Yes.
stuff. It's like, in fact, it's getting sad if things don't get better. So I better work even fucking harder.
And you're married. You're both married.
Yeah.
Both you
But-
bastards
but-
found women to marry you.
That is a funny time in a stand-up comic's career, which is it's your responsibility to hang out. You don't have to get fucked up, but it happens.
Yeah.
And it's like this extended adolescence. It's almost like a regression.
Right.
Oh, it's very unhealthy. Yeah, for sure. But it's fun.
And it's also like kind of part of it doesn't have to be, but it very much can be hanging out at the bar of a comedy club with the bookers, with the TV,
Oh, it's part of the culture, yeah.
With the and it's
Especially
like that's
when the
kinda
booker
how it
also
works
likes
for a while.
when the booker also likes a drink. You're like, all
which
right.
they often do.
Yeah,
and
they know.
like,
Yeah.
the younger people, like the agents' assistants, they like to drink, and the young people at Comedy Central or however, I don't know how it works anymore.
I remember coming here. I don't know.
Yeah, Comedy Central hasn't talked to me
I
in
don't
like
know
12 years.
You know,
if John listens to this or not, but at Stand Up New York, like John always is down to drink.
Yeah. He's in the Philippines. Otherwise, I was looking
think
forward
he's
to
doing
hanging
there?
with him afterwards,
Yeah,
but he's in
yeah.
the Philippines.
Yeah.
He's a great dude. John B., the booker of Stand Up New York. He's a great dude. By the way, Max, Mark, anytime you want to jump on a mic, you're welcome to jump on a mic. We got a young kid, Max, over here.
It's crazy up in here.
Yeah, it's a great place. Welcome. There's now so many tables for some reason in the corner. It's,
Yeah, this
Oh,
changed,
yeah,
man.
look
Only
at
other
that.
time I've been up here is like on Sherrod's podcast,
Yeah.
and there was like porn stars all over the place. No porn stars. No porn stars on my podcast.
that
up
was
here.
another weird era in stand-up comedy. It was the beginning of podcasting 10 years ago, and it was nothing but like fucking stand-ups and porn stars. And a guy in LA named Sam Tripoli had both markets cornered. I don't know if you know
really?
this guy.
I know Sam. I like him. I haven't seen him in years.
I went to do his podcast, and the next thing I know, like this porn star was spreading her cheeks like in front of my face. Like that was just the world he lived in. He was so into porn, and he knew who all the porn stars were. And back then, like there was only so many people that were podcasting.
Right.
And like he would just get them on. And I remember I had a podcast.
I've had porn stars on this podcast. Shout
I
out
know
to
you
Kelly
have.
Provocateur, who I met through Sherrod when she was on Race Wars. And then also I've
Race
had
Wars.
I had KO Courtney Olson, who dudes pay money to. She's a female. She's a fitness model that squeezes watermelons with her thighs.
Sure. That'll
Dudes
bring-
pay money to
Okay.
watch that.
That'll bring peace.
She's pretty hot.
You know, I saw that one time and I sent a video to my wife and I was like, these are our workout goals.
You just sit there at a Planet Fitness with watermelons between your thighs.
Pull the Gallagher.
I used to work
gash
on
sugar.
Race Wars, and then one of the porn stars was here. She like went to the bathroom, and I just got to watch Sherrod smell her seat. So
Oh my God.
Of course, Leah Janine's done this podcast a bunch.
She's very funny.
Yeah, it's very funny.
I mean, that is kind of the thing that always strikes me as funny about comedy is when people take it so seriously, when it's literally one of the two lowest rungs in entertainment.
It is the entry level of show business.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like wrestling or something. We're on the same circuits.
I think wrestling's more respected.
Yeah.
And also, too, it's where
But we get more abused.
It's true. It's where people who get canceled come to go. You know what I mean? Like, if you're canceled from normal society, I mean, like, you could still end up doing, the Jeremy Piven.
But what's so weird nowadays is like people take what we say so seriously now.
It's so stupid.
And then politicians get to say whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah,
But
isn't that
comics get in
insane?
trouble. Yeah.
Politicians
Yeah,
get to
yeah.
say what they want.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm running
And
for
even what they
governor, so
don't
let me
want-
tell you how I really feel about gay
And
marriage.
it's not even how they feel. They're just saying ill shit because they know there's sick people out there, you know?
Well, it's just kind of the thing of like a comedy club is a dirty fucking place or whatever. It's where like
Not
that
here.
sort of thing
Stand Up New
exists.
York is fucking top of the line.
Well, I don't mean dirty in like a physical sense, but it's just like where that's where that level of expression gets to go. and
You're in a
live,
bar.
you know? Right,
You're in a
exactly.
bar.
You're in a
And
fucking
when you
bar.
show up, before you're even a comedian, you're like right there. That's where the magic happens, like 20 feet away from you. You could bum rush the show if you wanted. Now, if you're an actor, you got to go to like a fucking audition and you're nowhere near set. They don't want you anywhere
Well, I
near
do
that
think
goddamn
there should be
camera.
more protocol for people to do. Like, ever since I moved back to Ohio, like, there is a thing where, like, you'll show up at open mics and, like, because I got to work shit out. I got to get on stage.
You got to.
It's like being a baseball player. I got to take at bats.
You got to feel that pain.
Yeah.
You
No,
gotta
I got to
There-
take at bats.
Listen, you can
5
memorize
days a week.
You can memorize it and you can fucking say the joke out loud. But can you do it while like someone drops a tray of food and you see people talking shit about you and no one is laughing and all that stuff? It's like, how memorized do you have it? Because you need to have it while disasters are happening all around you and people don't like you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, those are more. That's more like a loose bar show. I'm gonna say comedy club. I haven't had that. None of us. I haven't bombed in a comedy club in a while.
You're not pushing yourself hard enough.
No, I mean, I'm being honest. Like in a comedy club, I'm not bragging about, but I'm just saying, like there's some sets where they're not.
I bombed a headlining set in a C room 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Real? Where?
Just up in Vermont, Woolen Mill Comedy Club, that's off the run sort of place or whatever, and like they just, no matter how hard I tried, they just fucking hated
Nothing
me.
better.
AC was broken. Full night.
That is not when the AC is not working, because I did the Bahamas for 2 weeks, and the last 3 nights the AC wasn't working in the comedy club. And these are all millionaires on spring break.
Yeah.
And I was co-headlining with Michael Harrison, so we were flip-flopping.
Yeah.
So like the first 2 weeks, like the first 12 days we were there, it was like, oh, it's awesome to go. They were great, like regardless, but it's awesome to go last because like they're even that much more into it.
Sure.
But then those last like few days when the AC wasn't working, and then they were like purposely closing the doors to see, is the AC going to start working? And it wasn't. And you could see people, and it was like, then we're sweating, like, and those were not fun shows where you're like, when the audience is not comfortable. Yeah.
I find in general, I don't like doing a show like at, say, a casino where the audience is probably going to live there. Like, you're stuck with the people that were at the show. And if you do have a bad night like that,
well, it's not that, but it was, we were in the
elevator,
sweating.
all that shit.
You could see the sweat coming off of like our foreheads and stuff.
I'm the guy who sucked last night. Hey,
and we're both talking about the bacon. We're both talking about doing cruises, and that's like 10 times worse.
Oh yeah,
because you're like on a floating village.
Yeah,
and like if you have a bad night, you're gonna have a bad morning too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But whatever. Let's not think negatively.
I
was in the Navy, and that's how I wouldn't say got into comedy, but I mean, I'm clearly not. But I mean, like I was funny on the boat, and then if I did have a bad one,
you were the first cruise ship comic
with those people.
That'd be so great if you like went full circle and you did become a cruise comic.
Oh my God, I would love to go back out to sea. You know,
did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy the military?
I enjoyed the Navy, like the actual nautical shit. That was great. Yeah, for sure. I would like. I loved living on a boat.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I would have been in the Navy forever.
That sounds like a Weird Al song. There'd be a parody of a Bon Jovi song. Living on a boat.
I think you got your outro for the podcast.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it was kind of fun for sure, but it's something you do when you're a young guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like, it's designed for that.
Speaking of which, I'm going to stick to what I was talking about. Like Matt, we're like the same age. I'm a year younger than you, but
it's weird to get this age. But continue.
But do you remember when we were kids, Weird Al had that song "I Lost on Jeopardy"?
I remember?
Yeah,
I had the album,
but that was
all I did was listen to that.
Song.
You're a big Weird Al guy.
Back then, yeah, for sure.
I did not know that was a parody of a song.
Oh, dude,
I thought
it's barely a parody. It's almost the same song.
Yeah,
it's got the same chorus.
I don't even know the original song. What is the original song?
You know what else I don't know? I don't know.
When he did Like a Surgeon, I realized that was Madonna.
So the original is something like
I lost
it's
on
the Jeopardy.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I lost on Jeopardy. That's Weird Al.
Yes,
but
My Love's in.
That's what it is. It's something like that. It's something serious.
My Love's in Jeopardy.
There you go. My love's in Jeopardy.
Yeah. He changed the title.
How do you know the song? You are from Toledo. That's the only radio station.
I only know that one, obviously, from Weird Al. I just remember being a kid and like, if I heard the opening chords to like a Virgin and it was Madonna and not Weird Al, I'd be very upset.
I
wanted to hear the Weird Al version.
I loved Weird Al.
I know, yeah. Fat was the best.
I love it. Like, that's the one though where I don't think it held up. I like because Michael Jackson's Bad was such a great song that that the parody did not hold up. Where I would rather hear Michael Jackson's Bad.
I respect your opinion, but I don't think that affects it. Like I love Smells Like Teen Spirit, but the parody of that was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
do you remember that one?
Kurt Cobain loved it.
Yeah. Because it was like,
and he's spitting out the marbles in the video.
And it was almost like a direct criticism of the band. It was like, we're a garage band from Seattle. Like it was like straight referenced Nirvana, which he doesn't always do. He usually takes some other,
Yeah.
like the Brady Bunch. You remember
That's
the
a
Brady
good point.
Bunch?
Yeah. He
What was
doesn't
the Brady
ever
Bunch
do the
one?
straight- Yeah.
It's a safety dance, but it's the Brady Bunch. Yeah. That's the Brady Bunch. And he actually took the lyrics from the Brady Bunch song. He's like, it's the story of a lovely lady who was bringing up three very lovely girls. They were both
Have you seen the trailer
I was
for the
just
movie?
gonna ask.
What's that?
Yeah,
It
have
looks
you seen
great.
the trailer?
I haven't, but I want to see the movie.
It's
Obviously,
great.
we're gonna
It's-
see the
It's
movie.
so awesome. I've seen the trailer for it. I don't want to give it away. It makes. I didn't like. Did you see Bohemian Rhapsody?
I did.
I
didn't
saw
like
it.
it.
I
didn't
thought it
love
was all right.
a little,
I thought it was
you know
all
what I
right.
kept saying to myself? And that's exactly how it happened.
Exactly. the
Because
whole
you know
time.
it didn't happen.
Right,
like
right,
that.
right. Oh man,
Like his first gig is like the mic breaks, and that's why he has half a mic.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, or like he's in his parents' house, and they're like, "You're never gonna make anything of yourself." And then the phone rings. Oh, hey, it's the president of the record company.
Yeah,
We'd like to
yeah,
offer
yeah.
you $1 billion. And he's like, "Oh, looks like I am."
He's so
You're like,
smug, yeah.
Like what the fuck ever. And so all those things are fake, right? All those biopics are so fake or whatever.
They gotta
That
be,
Weird
but
Al
I don't
made,
remember
like,
the
a
details
Weird
of
Al
that.
version of a movie like that, starring fucking Harry Potter.
Oh, so it's funny on top of
Yes.
that. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, it's gonna be
yeah.
also a spoof on
It's
top of
also a
it.
spoof on top of
that's
it. It's
nice,
like a
man.
spin-off.
That's
Wow.
so smart.
Yeah.
I just remember-
I was
I
like,
didn't
I'm
see
so
that-
excited to go see it.
I didn't see that
Amish
coming.
Paradise was my favorite Weird Al song. Amish
That's a good
Paradise.
one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
You know what's a weird thing is when Weird Al would do originals. And
I know.
I didn't know
Weird
it was
Al
original. I thought Lost on Jeopardy
So-
was an original.
so
I thought
Right,
that was
true.
his original.
he had one that was like very smart. If you listen to it, it's called Nature Trail to Hell, and it's about like 80s horror movies. And he basically sums up like the plot to all the movies. But then there's this other. He has like he has three things he does. He does parodies. He does originals, which originals are like kind of hit or miss, and then he does polka covers of legitimate songs.
Yeah.
And so
Is this when he was starting out? He would do polka because I do think there was a
still
thing where
does it, though.
he would do polka.
this is something I'm basing this mostly on an album called Weird Al in 3D. And I think he did it more often than this, but this is just what I'm basing it on. And
You know what's
he
insane?
did-
I never owned a Weird Al album.
Okay, see that's where I'm an expert on this one album.
Yeah,
I listened to it
I've never owned a
nonstop,
Weird Al album.
over and over again. And the parodies, there was like about 6 bangers that are better than the originals in my opinion. It's the one that had "Eat It" on it. And
I
let
did
me
like
tell you
Eat It.
something.
I liked Eat It. I did not like.
Let me tell you
I did not
something.
like I'm fat
like Beat
because
It
it was
Up.
like dudes in fat suits.
In my biopic,
I love that.
there's the scene where I hear "Eat It," where I'm in the car with my
Just
dad,
eat it.
and I'm losing my mind over this comedy. And I remember my dad go, "You haven't heard this? Like, how the fuck am I gonna hear this? You've been like there every second of my life.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Right,
you
right.
know I haven't heard this.
And this is at a point when people didn't have phones in their pockets.
I had all I had was his radio.
Right, exactly.
So
yeah,
he was
yeah,
gonna
see-
be there if
yeah,
I heard
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
You know,
yeah.
But and
And you grew up in Maryland, right?
I did.
So there's like 5 radio stations, same as we had in Cleveland.
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
5 main. One's an oldie, one's classic rock.
All we listened to was
one's
the
top
local.
40, one's country, and that was it. One was an R&B.
Right. So I got this album, and so it's called Polkas on 45. It's the Indecide one, and it's all these what we call classic rock now. I don't think the term was even invented then. And it's all these songs like Hendrix, The Doors.
By the way, it
Clash.
hurts that now, now that I'm back in Cleveland, to hear Green Day on classic rock.
Oh, and
Oh,
Nirvana.
you're like,
all that,
like,
yeah.
what
are we
Nirvana,
doing?
Pearl
Music.
Jam, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
to
like,
hear,
okay.
Yeah.
wow, am I
We're
old?
at that age.
And then how about this?
Red
The
Hot Chili Peppers on classic rock.
The
Give it away,
alternative.
give it away, give it away now.
And then what they call alternative
oh,
rock.
didn't
on the rock stations?
Weird Al also have a Give It Away parody?
Yes, he did.
He did about the Flintstones.
Yeah, no, and it was 2 songs combined. It was like, sometimes I feel like I live
yeah,
in
that's right,
bedrock or something like that.
That's a 2
these
for 1.
These albums I don't know that well. I was the perfect age for Weird Al in 3D.
And then you gave up on him. You left him. You abandoned him.
It didn't.
You grew
hit-
out of him.
It didn't hit the same.
You're like the kid
pleasure
in
center.
Toy Story. You grew out of fucking
I did.
Woody and was all about
Because
the Tim Allen guy.
I found stand up on a show called Comic Strip Live.
Nice.
Which they filmed at the Laugh Factory in Los Angeles, and they put it up against Saturday Night Live, which I also loved. It's weird. Like my era of Saturday Night Live is from like '86 to maybe 92, and then even more with like the David Spade.
Yeah,
Adam Sandler
I
crew.
was into
but
Sandler.
originally.
Those are my albums I got into, was those Adam Sandler albums.
Okay.
Like, turkey for you, turkey for me. I love that. Just join the cult. What's the matter? There's a girl I like. I don't want to join a cult.
Yeah, I had one of them.
I'm sorry we had to kill your dad. It was what they wanted.
Yeah, those were awesome. I remember I had those as well. But my dad, I mean, I forget what year he had it, but he even had Weird Al as his ringtone.
Really?
The white and
He had a ringtone, so this is like
the
not
white
too
nerdy
long ago.
song. So this has got to be like 2006.
Right. Listen,
My
I
dad
lose
was
track
10 by
of
then.
Weird Al after his grunge
Remember
album.
Riding Dirty? Remember that song? Yeah. All right.
I love
so
White
it was
and Dirty.
off of that one. Okay, yeah.
But it was
Slow
like
Riding.
Riding Dirty. Was that
Got me riding dirty.
ludicrous
It was like,
song?
you got me
Who's that?
riding dirty.
Right.
Riding
It's
Dirty.
all about being
Riding
a nerd.
Dirty.
I still was like, I remember when that came out, and I was like, damn, Weird Al still got it, man.
He does,
He's
man.
still like throwing heat, man.
I saw.
And because he's in a rare position where you can't go, oh, he just followed all the trends and never stayed true to himself. He was entitled to follow the trends because that's what his job called for.
Right.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great Oh, man, I wish I could follow trends the way he
Oh, yeah, dude.
I feel so...
I'm following trends. Look how hip I am.
What about when Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer tried to follow trends and they were like the mainstream, like,
Did they try to go like gangster
they tried to
rap?
go weed gangster. Like Vanilla had like the
Oh,
dreadlocks.
yeah, that's right.
And Hammer
Yeah.
tried to be tough, and it just didn't work.
Right, yeah.
Well, Hammer,
Yeah.
who did Hammer like really try to like?
Please, Ray, don't hurt him.
Yeah, don't hurt him.
Sorry,
don't
go
hurt,
ahead.
don't hurt me, Hammer. Don't hurt me, Hammer.
Yeah, didn't he have try to go at Tupac because
Yeah, he went after like Tupac. Like he tried to be like street. No, I mean in real life, not like in rap songs.
Wow.
Yeah,
like in real
There's
life.
some rumor like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that he like really tried to go at somebody. Yeah, I heard he would actually kick some people's asses.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
he-
I wouldn't have fucked with MC Hammer.
I think Hammer's a lot tougher than you think he is.
Yeah.
I think Rob Van Winkle is probably a little bit,
I think so.
little bit tougher than you might suspect.
I don't think you're necessarily going to win a fight with Vanilla Ice. A lot of people assume that they would.
Right,
But you
right.
probably
Dude,
are.
he jumped the shark when he was doing Teenage Mutant Ninja.
He jumped the shark with Ice Ice Baby.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
he jumped the shark out the gate.
because it was a good song. I will go on record saying
It is
that,
a good song.
but It's a very catchy
I loved
song,
it. I was a kid. I fucking loved it.
But people immediately turned on him. And this is before, and it was based off interviews and stuff. People slowly figured out that he wasn't the real deal. But like, he didn't need to be the real deal. He just had to say, I'm not the real deal. And then he would have been forgiven. But he fronted like he was
tried
tough.
to maintain an image he was from Miami. Well, that was the thing. I remember watching the video and being like, oh, white guys are tough too. And then you find out he's like the son of a real estate broker or some bullshit.
Oh,
You know what I
really?
mean? I have no idea.
Well, if you remember Third Base. By the way, I love Third Base.
MC Search is solid though.
What's that? I love Third Base. When I
I
was
love
a
Third
kid.
Base, but they were like the white rapper Police.
Yeah,
They're like, you're not
they were-
real. You're not real.
They came
You're
out of
not
nowhere
real.
and they're like, okay, MC Household.
Yeah.
Like,
And
it's
they hated the
Hammer,
Beastie
what do we
Boys.
think about Hammer?
Right. And
The
they went,
gas face.
Pop, pop goes the weasel.
Yo.
And somehow
The
that was
weasel
a,
goes
That was
pop,
a banger.
pop, pop.
That was a
It's
great song.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
You got to give them pop goes the weasel because the weasel goes
the worst
pop.
one was Snow. You remember Snow?
I
Yeah,
hate
Informer.
Informer.
But also,
Yeah.
I
There's
will
no
say
song
this.
I hate more and love more at the same time.
But I will say this about Third Base. I think it was mostly the DJ was good, who I think it was DJ Prince Paul, who was also De La Soul.
Really? I didn't know that.
And MC Search. But Prime Minister Pete Nice, there was no reason for him. There was he would just
That
sit
was his
down
full
with a
title?
cane and just be like, he's like, oh, it's a prime minister. It's like there was no reason. He was this fake, stupid character.
Isn't he a producer too, though? Or
He
is that
might
fake?
be, but but
I'm
Search,
confused.
MC Search is the one when he went like he discovered Nas. Nas first ever song Nas did was
That's not how it goes in the documentary. In the documentary,
first song,
everybody discovered
you know,
Nas.
It's Nas. You know how
yeah.
it run.
I discovered Nas.
I'm waving guns at nuns.
We all did. I want to know what country does Prime Minister Pete?
The Prime Minister Pete Nice.
I think he's the
Yeah.
Prime Minister of Queens.
I forgot to vote for him.
But what the hell was that? What the hell was that song that MC Search did? Back to the Grill Again. The
Yes,
Grill Again.
I
That's the
love
song.
that song.
Back to the
Oh,
Grill
yeah,
Again.
yeah.
The Grill Again. That's Nas's first ever verse on an album. is that album. So I'm not saying you discovered him, but that's the first Nas. Like, this is Nas. You know how we run? We're waving automatic weapons at nuns. By the way, I'm gonna see Nas and WuTang next week. Yeah. I don't know about you guys. I'm going to a concert next week. I'm gonna see WuTang and Nas in Akron on Wednesday.
Holy
Get
shit.
the fuck out of
cool.
here.
Yeah,
Nice.
and because they're touring. And I don't know about you guys. When I know I'm going to go to a concert, I'll look at Setlist FM and like see the lineup like it's a syllabus in college and just study the songs that I already know and just re-listen to them. So yeah. The world, whose world is this? The world is yours.
You
The
wanna hear
world
the
is yours.
hits.
What's mine is mine is mine. Whose world? Yeah.
You don't even need to go. You're
Yeah.
that good.
No, I think it's gonna be a lot of. I didn't know they were on tour. That's cool.
I had no idea Wu-Tang Clan was on tour right
Well,
now.
I think there's only 4 of them left.
That's the funny part.
Well, there were so many people who were always so loosely associated with other rappers. Like there are always people who were like, "Yeah, I'm associated with the Wu-Tang Clan," and they'd be like,
I was in Wu-Tang for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I was in
So
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang's got like what? Like, is it 9 guys or 8
"It's 9 guys," but then there'd always be
Capadonna,
guys
Inspector
who would
Deck,
like guest on
RZA,
the individual albums,
Ghostface Killer,
and
Old Dirty
then those
Bastard,
guys
Method
would be
Man.
like, "Oh, I'm made by Wu-Tang," or
And-
I'm like, and then they conflate themselves.
I remember in some skateboarding magazine, or maybe it was Grand Royal by the Beastie Boys, there was an advertisement.
First of all, there were magazines back then. There's no more magazines.
I know.
That's how old we are.
I
There's no
know.
more magazines.
But there was an advertisement.
Now the only magazines are in guns, son. I've been listening to 90s gangster rap.
You're pretty
the last
good.
2
You're
weeks.
pretty good at rapping, right? Original Ray DeVito.
I forgot about the.
That's how
Beastie
violent
Boys.
rap 90s rap was.
Oh, it was kinda-
insane. There's a reason why they're all dead. They shot each other. They all shot.
That was a little bit much for my for
What's
my
beef?
white
Beef is
bread
what
ass.
you need.
Like
to
all the violence
gas
was
to go
pretty
to sleep.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Like I think Cypress
Beef is when I see you. When I you know. All right.
Cypress Hill was so good.
Yeah.
And especially I was like a rocker and they really appeared to my rock and
Coming
roll
out the slums,
sensibilities.
it's the hoodlums. Pull my get out on all you bums, making sure I take care
And
of
then
business.
it's like they're here.
Coming out like Billy
No,
Ray
it's like-
Cypress
it's like when
Hill.
you-
Hill.
It's
and
like when
bust
you're
that
watching the
grill.
documentary and the music just underlays. Whenever I'm talking, Ray will just do the song. for me.
Yeah, all right. Cypress Hill. I fucking love.
I saw them live once. And
They were great.
Their opening act was 311.
Yeah, I was. I saw that tour.
1994.
I saw that tour.
St. Andrews Hall in Detroit, of all places.
Detroit represent.
I saw Cypress and Rage Against the Machine. I saw Cypress and House of Pain. And Funk Dubious. I don't know. They were trying to get that off the ground for a while.
Who's that?
Funk
Dubious was
yeah.
like a cool hip hop group that was produced by DJ Muggs, who produced
DJ
House of
Muggs,
Pain
yeah.
and Cypress Hill.
And I think Limp Bizkit, because Fred Durst was trying to be like that guy.
But you know what? It was
From
DJ
Funk Dubious.
Lethal from House of Pain that was in Limp Bizkit.
Yes, okay, yeah.
So there's all this crossover.
Yeah, there's all that connection.
I
there,
went
yeah.
to see House of Pain in 1993 in Baltimore, and Rage Against the Machine opened up for him before I even know who Rage Against the Machine was. And House of Pain didn't play because they said security hit their girlfriend. And he's like, we're not
What?
playing. And then a full-on, it's Baltimore, so full-on fucking riot.
Of course. Yeah.
And I was young enough to think a riot was fun. And so I was
Oh,
throwing
yeah.
stuff all around. Now I would just leave the fucking building
Yeah.
immediately. But now that I've done a lot of performances, I can't imagine canceling a show because something that happened with security backstage.
Right.
And then on top of that, I can't imagine going out front and being like, yo, audience, because it was like that. It was like, we ain't playing the fuckers. They went out and announced that they weren't playing the show. Like, I can't imagine doing that. You're right there. You have the mic in your hand. You're basically doing
inciting a
karaoke
riot.
anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
let's fucking do this. Like, you know, but
That's insane. I think it's a weird dude. Like him in that Eminem thing was weird as shit too.
Well, I just think, I don't know how you can go up as a regular hip hop group with a pre-recorded track after Rage Against the Machine. I mean, the reason there was a riot is because we were amped up beyond belief. We had no idea there was so much social injustice in the world in 1993.
Yeah,
you know, and I bought a Rage
93,
Against the
that's
Machine
ins-
T-shirt
Yeah.
with money I made working on a Navy base. Like, it was fucking. I didn't know you didn't get the irony. You know.
That is funny because I remember working at my first job was at TCBY,
At what?
At TCBY, the
country's best yogurt.
Country's best
Yeah,
yogurt.
that's what I was gonna say.
It's
like
the best yogurt,
It's the
right?
best yogurt. And then
TCBY,
being like
but
a Rage
looking
Against
at
the
you, you
Machine
look
guy.
like you would have bounced at the fucking nightclub where they refused to play. You look like
at the venue for the Rage
yeah.
concert.
You just look like a bouncer.
No, I mean it's true. I do, and I carry myself. I was a bouncer when I was older, but it was at TCBY.
Don't get near the strawberry.
Yeah. I worked for the country's best yogurt and was also like a Rage Against the Machine kid.
That's
They'd be
great.
Like, fight the power. Would you like chocolate?
That's so great, isn't it?
Fucking dork.
Because that was a theoretical rebellion. Like they knew about all the specific shit they were upset about,
Right.
And we were just going, yeah. Sure.
I
The
remember-
music's
oh, yeah.
awesome.
I had no idea what I was talking about.
Me neither.
At the time. Oh yeah, for sure. And like, so I'd be like, whatever they said, I'm for the Pista revolution or whatever.
And so whenever they would come up with a specific example,
Yeah.
I thought there was only like 4 examples of injustice in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever Rage told me. I was like, there's this guy, Leonard Peltier, and this guy. You know, this is usually a great justice system.
Yeah.
But these things that they're bringing up, I had no
Right.
idea that like the whole system was corrupt. The whole they didn't really mention that. They just kind of gave examples.
yeah,
You know?
I kind of picked up though that
You were smarter than me.
I picked
You
up
had-
a little bit though that was a systemic thing, but I didn't know where it began or ended.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or whatever. And that's also like, well, I'm poor. I don't know what to do about it. I'm part of it too, I guess, but whatever.
No, the raging was just
the
fucking-
raging was the tapping into that. Where do I displace this energy?
We were basically dancing against injustice.
You know
And
what
by
I never-
dancing, I mean beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I never got mosh pitting. I never liked it.
I hated it.
I never got it. It's
So-
like I'm here to watch a show. Like Green Day's playing and people are moshing. I'm like, I want nothing to do.
I used to get in the pit.
I did too, but I was like, so I was a skateboarder and I was like, okay, here's this new music. No one knows about it. It's very aggressive. I'm in the pit just because like that's what you're supposed to do.
And then you
But
get
I
an elbow
remember
to the
my
fucking
ears
face.
just dying.
Yeah.
But I remember being at like a punk show where there was like 20 people there, and there's no reason to fucking crank the amps, and there was no reason for us to be in a pit because we weren't. It wasn't
Yeah.
that crowded, and so it was just like all these. And I'm young. I'm like 12, 13, and I'm hanging with all these 20-year-olds who are like kicking the shit out of each other. And
I
stuff.
never
Like,
got fucking mosh pits, man.
I love mosh pits.
He
They're
loves
so
them.
much
Well,
fun.
look at your size.
I know, I get it.
Yeah,
I wasn't
like-
that. I wasn't swinging on people and stuff like that. Like I retired at around like 24, 25 from mosh pits. I got kicked in the head at Henry Rollins was doing this tour where he took out his band. They're playing Black Flag songs for the West Memphis 3. I could identify with that.
Right.
So, and then I was like, remember like being in the pit or whatever, and somebody was just crowd surfing through, and I got kicked in the fucking head. And I'm like, all right, I'm done. I can't. I'm too old to be fucking with this shit.
So
I fucking hate mosh pits, dude.
Speaking of that Rage Against the Machine House of Pain show,
Tell me your best fucking
Rage,
mosh pit
I'm telling
story.
you right now, Rage was on stage, and there was all these people from Baltimore who were there to see House of Pain. So it was like a mixed crowd who had never been to a rock show before. And there was one dude who was like losing his mind over this pit. He had like the huge starter jacket on and everything, and he was just like fucking really just like standing outside the pit and punching people who were coming
Just
next to
punching
him.
people in the
Yeah.
face.
Then
Not
I
fucking
felt
cool.
I felt like this grip around my neck, and I turned around, and it was that dude like just choking me. Like he didn't understand the pit, and he probably grew up. It's Baltimore. He probably grew up in a violent place, and this shit wasn't cute to him.
Yeah,
and he
right,
was just
yeah.
like, "Fuck you," and I got to be aggressive now too. But it was like a different style than the pit.
So what'd you do? He grabbed you by the neck and you did what?
I don't know how I got out of it. I was terrified, but some kind of like adrenaline kicked in, and I got the fuck out of it.
And then
Yeah.
what happened? Like that was just the end of it?
And then you know how the pit is. You're just like swept away.
You
in
just
fucking
moved
white
away.
Rage.
You didn't like tell him like
Yeah,
you
I've been
didn't like,
separated
hey
from
sir.
people.
Tell him.
Yeah.
I didn't like that
I didn't-
stuff around the neck.
I didn't tell anybody anything that whole night. It was
You just like,
all-
I guess I'll go to the other side of the mosh pit. I guess I'll mosh pit over here.
Have you ever heard of the band Clutch?
Yes. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know them. I'm from Maryland.
Oh, okay,
So,
of course. Oh, yeah, that's right. That
What's
makes
the name of
total
the
sense.
band?
They're called Clutch. They're
don't
kind
know
of like a
Clutch.
stoner heavy metal rock band or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's like, yeah.
Yeah, and they have.
I don't miss
certain-
mosh Pits at all.
They
suck.
Well, I'll tell you why
Mosh
you shouldn't.
Pits suck. They're so stupid.
They have a certain subset of fan that is like a little extremist at a little bit. Not all of them, but for a while they kind of played to like the hardcore angry white guy.
Yeah.
You know? And I remember being in the mosh pit. It was like more of like that circle form up thing or whatever. At their show, it was at the Norva in Norfolk, Virginia. And I was there just by myself because I was in the Navy at the time. I just fucking did.
By the way, I love going to concerts by myself. I'm gonna go to Nas and WuTang by myself. I like it by myself. I'm not there to talk to people. I'm there to watch the music. Yeah. So I don't give a fuck.
But I was in the pit and there's this one short guy. I'm 6'3", just for listeners or whatever. And there was a short guy. He was maybe 5'7", 5'6", something like that.
There's one more beer if anybody wants.
And he was skinny, and I'll take it.
Yeah.
He was skinny, and he had like the no shirt with the suspenders and the pants thing, and the Doc Martens shaved head.
No shirt with suspenders.
And he's running around like swinging at people or whatever. And then he came.
He's there to be a dick.
He swung and he hit me in the chest, like swung on me, and I just put my hands back, and he was standing right in front of me. And I just hit him in his shoulders as hard as he could, so hard that his head and his shoulders hit the ground before the rest of his body.
Oh, my God.
I played football for years.
Yeah. Dude, you look like you'd be a nice left guard.
And
you look like you'd be a nice left guard.
Like, don't fuck with me sort of shit or whatever. And a couple of guys who were taller than me, they're 6'6", like same setup too, shaved head.
Oh no!
And then they had like that eagle thing on the chest. Like these were like the angry pro white guys or whatever. They backed into me, like fell back into me into the pit. And then they turned around and they're standing up, looking both of them look down at me. They're like, "We understand he's fucked up, but he was like, don't fuck with him again, or we'll fuck you up."
Oh, he was with them.
They gave me I'm sure it's because I was a white dude.
Sure.
I'm another white guy who's at that thing. They probably are. I'm sure if I looked different than that, they might have fucked me up.
Yeah.
But like, and I was like, okay, I ain't gonna no worries. I'm not gonna go near him again. We won't. I'll just keep him away from me.
That was such a weird.
But so he was like part of their crew.
Who?
Yeah. He obviously had to be part of it.
Yeah. They all.
That's so weird to me about. And then there was like, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was also like the good skinheads. Do you remember this concept?
What do you mean the good skinhead?
Well, that's why.
All right, let's hear this.
Ray,
good skinhead.
Ray, this is why I bring it up because it's funny. Okay.
The good skinhead.
So these guys are like, yeah, we're good. We're all inclusive. We love all people, but we adapt the same look as the fucking Nazis.
Right.
Which is so weird.
That was the thing that happened in the 90s. There were like a group of guys who were like straight edge dudes. Mm-hmm. Like those sort of like straight edge, like, yeah, we don't drink. We're Catholic.
We don't fuck.
Yeah. We're like, it was almost like an early iteration of a Proud Boy. Almost.
Right.
And they weren't nationalists.
You said that like they're like great people.
Riding nerdy.
No, I'm just
January
saying,
6th.
I'm just saying what existed. I'm just saying what existed before. Like that was the thing that was in the culture. We didn't have Twitter to tell us like all the nuances of it at the time.
Right.
Or whatever.
Yeah. It was weird. It was weird.
Yeah. It's not like I hung out with any of them. I'm getting in fights with them at concerts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like they can fuck off too. But I'm just saying like it was a weird thing where they were like, no, you could be white and cool. Or like be like a white looking like aggressive guy and be cool. And it's like you could just be a person.
Yeah. You don't have to.
I like this skinhead sympathy.
No, it's not sympathy. It's more like, hey, don't be a dick.
There's no skinhead sympathy here. It's just weird that these guys are like, yeah, we're good. And we're adapting the look of the fucking bad guys. It's like wearing a Nazi uniform and be like, no, I love all people. I'm not a Nazi. See, there's a line through the swastika.
Yeah.
You see that? I got the uniform on, but I'm
it's like a swastika with like a LGBT rainbow next to it.
And there actually was that. There was so many Nazis and hateful people showing up to the punk shows for aggression that there was actually a lot of graphics with swastikas with the line through it. Like, we don't want Nazis showing up to our shows. Right. The aggression attracted all this hatred, but it was coming from a more like hippie type of place. It's so complicated and weird. Like he said, there's no internet. There's no list of rules on the wall when you go to the club to figure out who's who.
Yeah, I mean, it was just
I saw the Woodstock 99 documentary, so I get it.
It's just like that is such a weird time too, because like if you look at the grunge of the early 90s, it was like very aggressive and stuff, but like Kurt Cobain's wearing a dress and stuff.
Yeah.
And then by the late 90s, it was this weird like, so you got Rage, like, we're mad because of this.
Yeah.
And then you got Limp Bizkit, like, we're just pissed. And they actually had a song called, like, Break Stuff.
Right.
Like, I'm mad
Yeah.
and I'm going to break stuff. There was, like, no logic behind it.
I saw Limp Bizkit live.
Oh, yeah, really?
I mean, I was like 18 at the
I'm not
time.
gonna lie. I liked Kid Rock a little bit, but sarcastic. Like I always knew it was garbage.
I mean,
but I liked it. Like it's
like junk food.
Fuck what? Fuck me.
in
Fuck
94,
what? Fuck
though,
you.
it
Like,
was an interesting concept to see. You could see Kid Rock and Eminem for like $5 in Detroit,
Yeah.
which I mean, nobody knew who they were, what they were going to
Yeah.
be, but like,
Let
that's
me
what it was.
let me say the lyric again. It's fuck what? Fuck me, fuck who? No, not fuck me, fuck you, cause I'm Kid Rock forever. That's an actual lyric.
I'm going to have that on my tombstone.
Yeah, that's
brilliant.
Yeah, that's his songwriting ability. And don't get me wrong, I'm from Northeast Ohio, where we loved Kid Rock.
Well, I subscribed to Thrasher magazine back in the day, and they sent us a free Kid Rock tape in like 94 or like 92. Like if you watch the behind the music, he was around forever before he made it.
He was, yeah. He
Yeah.
was big at, there's a radio station called 89X out of
Oh, in Detroit.
Yeah. And they were big on the Kid Rock and Eminem.
I just
before they were,
remember
like,
this
famous.
one verse that like we he goes, bitches like to think I'm a sexist, but I just want them. He goes, I just want them to cook me up some breakfast. He's like, pancakes, eggs, home cooked fries, and give me a plate of that pussy on the side. Like it was just horrible, and we were like, well, we never heard this shit on the radio, so like
Right,
we're still gonna listen to
right.
it.
I
No,
mean, he's
that's
got a-
awesome. That's Kid Rock in a nutshell. Like
And
that's
then
awesome.
and then when I saw him in like '99 when it came on MTV, I'm like, is that the same Kid Rock?
Yeah,
Because he didn't
yeah.
look like the same guy or anything.
Yeah, he really evolved.
he didn't evolve, but it's great. I liked him. I had his first two albums, Running with the Devil and then Cocky. I liked it. Like the song he did with Sheryl Crow, I put your picture away.
That was the craziest turn is when he went country.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense though. Like a lot of those like heavy metal, rock, and white rap guys go country at some point.
Well,
Like, they do
that's what
solo-
House of Pain
Same
did.
audience.
It's just
That's
real
what
under-
House of Pain did. That's what Everlast did.
Yes.
Yeah, where he turned.
That's what Everlast did.
Yeah, he changed
Whitey
Everlast,
Ford
and it was
sings the
Whitey
blues.
Ford sings the blues. Like,
Yeah,
and then Eminem's diss track to him was great.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he did his song. The best Eminem diss track is his diss track to Mariah Carey, where he uses her voicemails. Did you ever hear that one?
No.
The warning shot. The warning shot is like he uses her voicemails to him, like fucking shitting on her. The warning shot by Eminem
yeah.
is the great. Like you can't compete with that. It's the greatest diss
I
track
bet,
ever.
well, Mariah Carey sucks. Like just like
Stop it!
no,
Come on,
no. As a singer, she's great.
Yeah,
Like,
when she was
but as a
starting out, she
person-
was amazing.
as a person,
Stop it! She was
she's-
America's sweetheart for a while.
You know, that doesn't
Treated
mean
me
shit. She sucks.
sweet as Vision of Love is an amazing song.
Why does she suck? I'm curious.
I mean, you could tell how incredibly, you know.
What did she do to you?
No,
Did
just
she not
full of
sign
herself,
an
don't she?
autograph at
I
her
can see that.
concert
I
for
mean,
you?
it's just I've dealt with. So I used to work at a 5-star hotel. Mariah Carey
Bouncing?
stayed at it.
I just like you bouncing. I just assume you're bouncing everywhere you
not
go.
Bouncing, no.
He's like, I'm just bouncing.
And she wasn't cool. A lot of those people aren't. There are B-list celebrities who show up to some of these things because they got a bunch of money or they had one major hit in the 80s on the radio, and they show
Debbie
up
Gibson?
acting like she's a nice person. They show up. I met her here once.
I
Not,
called it.
but like
Shot a
who-
three-pointer.
who act like complete dipshits.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So somebody who has been praised beyond belief since they were 16 to the point where an adult man married you the moment he was legally
Right.
allowed to. Everybody's been telling you you're the greatest thing since fucking sliced bread.
Right.
And it feeds a narcissism about somebody that that makes them a horrible fucking person.
And then there's like an insecurity on top of that. Like you know, you got to be. No one thinks Mariah is like the best singer anymore, even though she's still great.
Yeah,
you know,
dude, she had her wheel like
that's show
and then
business.
a hero comes along. Like she had her shit, but it was like, wasn't she married to that guy Tommy Mottola or whatever?
That's what he's talking about.
And he like kind of like
Sony
kept her
executive.
under the wraps. And then as soon as like they got divorced or he died, I don't even know how it ended.
I think she left him.
But the second that ended, she was like became like. I don't want to say a whore because I don't know.
No, I mean,
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
but she like,
well, everybody should have the right to explore their options.
Absolutely.
You know, I definitely don't judge her for that.
Especially if you're locked down at 16.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, good on her in that regard. But like, you are not Jesus. Like, nobody has to bow or kowtow to you or. You know, whatever. I guess if you're paying a lot of money, you want that out of a service person.
Was she wasted when she started? Because she's known for like a drug and
no, not at all. But
she was sober as shit when she's like, "Fuck you, Derek. Fuck you."
I wish she had said that to my face. That would be a great story I would tell on stage forever.
Fuck you, Derek.
I wish.
Play her voicemails on stage.
Right, I would play her voicemails on stage. Yeah,
but like her Eminem voicemails, like Eminem's like she's referring to herself as Mary Poppins. I'm Mary Poppins, B.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it's fucking great song. And the way Eminem uses it in the fucking song, the warning shot, is awesome. It's
What does she mean by I'm Mary Poppins?
I don't know. I
Like,
guess
doesn't Mary Poppins show up and she just
Doesn't she
rocks everybody's world?
Yeah,
She's that
she
great.
improves people's
Yeah.
lives. She cleans. Do you think Mariah Carey cleans? No, you're not Mary Poppins.
I like how Derek. Let her know, Derek. Tell
Yeah.
her.
I hope
talk
you
to Mariah
subscribe.
Carey right now. Let her know.
I hope you subscribe to Ray's Patreon, Mariah, so you can hear this harsh truth that you're not a cleaner.
You're a piece of shit, Mariah Carey. You're hearing this right here
Yeah.
from Toledo / Michigan's finest.
Yes, the best, the border crisis himself.
TCPY.
That is a dope nickname.
Yeah,
The border crisis.
The border crisis.
If you were a wrestler, that could be your name.
I would love for that to be my wrestling name. Absolutely.
Does he look like he'd be a great like left guard on an offensive line? You can't move him.
I think he was. I think he said he was.
No, I to be fair, to be honest about it, I have very thin, skinny legs. And I'm top heavy. That actually makes it easier to move me because all the weight's up here. A guy who's shorter, stockier. The best actually like guards and linemen, I mean, are actually, especially nose tackle, are like 5'10" to like 6 foot, and they have those big fucking haunch fucking legs and thighs.
Right.
If I were fast, I would have been a tight end. But I was okay at defensive end, but I mean offense, I couldn't get going.
You'd be great against a team of skinheads, I think.
I don't know.
Just
You
one particular small one.
skinheads.
You just seem like you'd be a mountain man. Like you look like a dude that if. By the way, I would never punch you, but you look like a guy like if Matt or I punched you, it would have no effect on you. You would just like
I don't like
literally
where this is
just
going.
punch us on the top of our head.
I mean, it would hurt
and
my
pound
feelings.
and just pound us into the ground.
I would never do it.
Yeah, no one's
I
gonna
wouldn't do
punch you.
anything
I'm
to
just-
provoke.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, you look like you cannot be hurt.
I mean, people don't rob me. I lived over in Flatbush, Brooklyn for a long time. And I remember about 2 a.m. on the corner of Church and Ocean and walking back over to my apartment from the train. There's a dude standing outside the corner drinking. Everybody always drinks out in public, whatever. And there's a guy coming from the opposite direction, pale, thin, white guy, maybe like 5'9", wearing like a Smith's shirt that's like
Is this me? Is this me? Are you talking about me?
like a midriff Smith
That's
shirt.
so cool.
All right, mine's not
Some
midriff.
white
dude.
cut off jeans or whatever, and then like some lace up boots, and then like the swoopy hair in front of his face or whatever. You know what I mean? And this black dude just laying into him. He's going, "Man, you bitch ass motherfucker coming around here looking like that shit or whatever." And I'm coming from the opposite direction. The black dude didn't even see me at all, and I laughed. I go, "Ha ha!" And he looks at me and he goes, "Okay." And then just I kept walking, didn't say a fucking thing to me because I'm big enough dude that I look like normal enough for
You got
whatever.
the Echo and the Bunnyman shirt on, but he don't say shit.
I'm wearing black. I'm wearing constant black all the time.
Yeah, I definitely like you. Obviously, did not get fucked.
Yeah,
with
but
when
I
you were a
also
kid.
there was a comic who was in the green room at New York Comedy Club. What is today? Friday? Saturday?
Today's Saturday.
Saturday. Okay, that was in the green room of the New York Comedy Club on Thursday. He was a very slight person and their girlfriend. And like I walked in the green room and I mean, they shrunk from me. Because, like, when you enter into the green room and you come walking up the stairs in New York at Gramercy, it's like, you're carrying yourself kind of quickly, and then they're right there, and then all of a sudden, there's a 6'4", 320-pound guy looking down at you while you're already a small person seated, and like the girlfriend literally like this or whatever, and I'm like, hi. It's gotta be nice. It's gotta be like when that one monster comes in and Monsters Inc. When he's like, oh hey, the John Goodman monster.
Yeah. That's funny.
If you're not watching this, I look like John Goodman.
Dude, he's an underrated actor.
Well, he isn't.
He's an amazing actor.
He's so amazing, dude. Big Lebowski. Everyone like credits Jeff Bridges. That movie is not. It's nothing without John Goodman. John Goodman is the man in that movie. Like, if he's not Walter being that fucking psychopath, like the Margaret Zero. Margaret Zero. You're entering
it's
the world.
unbelievable.
That's one of the best supporting casts though ever. I mean, Jeff Bridges was great, but like everybody in that movie from top to bottom.
Yeah,
was,
but
like,
dude,
really cool.
Walter
was fantastic though. Yeah.
Right down to Flea from the Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
Everybody's awesome. Amy Mann's in that movie. Everybody in that movie's awesome.
I think
I'm calm, dude. I'm calm. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm calm.
Yes, she is, and that's probably her best role.
That was her first role, Tara Reid.
Yeah, but
she's Bunny Lebowski.
Yeah, I know.
She was great though. She was great. Yeah.
You want a toe, dude? I can get you a toe. Yeah. I can get you a toe. I can get you a toe.
Enjoy my coffee.
I'm enjoying my coffee.
I remember I was in
I'm going to sit here. I didn't watch my friends die face down.
God damn it, Walter. Is everything about Nom?
I'm calm, dude. I know what you're talking about. I'm calm.
I was in college at Bowling Green. And
that's where I went to school.
Yeah. I only went for briefly. But
because I was there, he's like, I got to get out of here.
No. I went way after you. But I remember watching that and then immediately being that dumbass dude who's like 19 and like adopts that as his personality.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I'll just be like, oh yeah, I'm just going to smoke a joint like a cigarette in the middle of the day.
Right.
You know, or whatever. I'm like, what am I doing? Grow up, you dipshit.
I worked at a movie theater in LA. It was like the art house movie theater. And they showed The Big Lebowski as a midnight movie, even after it was out of the theaters. And so every time I would get off work, I would go in and watch. Every time I get off work at midnight on Saturday, it would be the fucking Jesus scene. It would just be
that's right. Don't fuck with the Jesus.
I'd go in, I'd watch the Jesus scene, and then I'd go skate down Sunset Boulevard. It was a glorious time in my life.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man. I could picture that in my mind.
Oh, it was beautiful.
But by the way, you know what? Like, is weird about that? There's no way that is an actual law. Where if you're a pedophile, you have to walk around and knock door to door.
I think it might be.
Yeah, that's an actual law.
There's no. That makes no sense. Because the parents are going to be at work, so you're knocking on a door where maybe the kids are going to be home after school. That law needs to be changed.
I'm sure it's more intricate than just you got to do it once. I think you have to actually
every day, like, hey,
there's got to be like a signature, like,
hey, I'm still
I talked to this person. I think I don't know.
Well, I haven't had anybody show up at my door.
Me neither.
Lately.
Yeah, no one's ever.
But you got a good point because there's this website called Megan's Law. I don't know if they have it anymore. I used to check it out. Like, my coworker showed it to me, and they'll tell you like every house in your neighborhood that has a sex offender in it. And my neighborhood had several, and nobody came around to say hello.
Right.
You're like just waiting there, just coffee on the porch. Like, where you at, dude?
And again, you want to talk about being naive? I was like 30.
Like, Nathan, I know you're there. I know where you live. Why are you not coming over and saying hello?
And I was like 30, and I was like, I can't believe there's this many fucking sex offenders around.
No.
Well, they're everywhere. They're fucking everywhere.
When I was so as part of I'm part of the Department of Defense, like Department of Veterans Affairs, excuse me. Like, I have like information on file with them. They had a cyber breach a few years ago. So they gave us, everybody who was a veteran who was part of the program, a free credit monitoring service. But then it also notified you when a sexual offender moved into your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And over where I used to live, over in Flatbush, there were so many fucking like.
There's so many.
And you look at it.
I think they have to go to Flatbush. I don't think it's up to them.
No, because I mean, I'm telling you, you can. So you could take the specs of this thing and you could put it over any neighborhood and find out. There are pedophiles and rapists that live everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's insane. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's
So I'm glad we're ending on a good note.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. So kids,
beat up a skinhead and you'll feel better.
you be safe.
Yeah, I always thought that like that was weird though, that like that was like to know that like that was a law that people had to do that. Like,
I mean,
to me, I was always like that doesn't make sense. Like,
well, that's the whole thing. Is somebody said, well, if there's a pedophile in my neighborhood, I want to know. And then somebody took that idea and turned it into legislation, and then that's how it became into a law. And you're just like, I mean, you think about it, it does make sense. Like, if I have children, I want to know who to keep them the fuck away from. You know
everyone.
What I mean?
Yeah, everyone.
Well,
yeah, that's the thing.
That's the unfortunate nature of it. Is like it is like keep them away from fucking everybody, man.
Speaking of which, I want to talk about this. I don't know if you guys saw it. We're gonna get ready to wrap up here in a few, but did you guys see that Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish sketch?
I have not clicked on that yet. No.
Yeah,
I skimmed an article somebody sent me, and then I'm like, I'm gonna close this.
You can see. No, I saw the video. I saw the video, but like the kids are blacked out. Like you cannot see like the kids, but it's weird as fuck. It was like they did it for Funny or Die, which by the way, they're pretty big names, so they had to be part of Funny or Die to like have it like release or whatever. But it's insane. It's real. Tiffany Haddish.
Funny or house arrest.
Yeah. So Tiffany Haddish
prison.
is the mom. Yeah. She's sitting like on the toilet, like waiting for the uncle, I don't know if it's whoever, the uncle's Aries Spears, to like come over and like it turns out it's a 7-year-old kid like in the bathtub. So the 7-year-old kid's like in the bathtub. He's blacked out, so you can't see him. And then like she's like, oh, I got to run a bunch of errands. Can you? Says like, yeah, I got it. And he's like, oh, I'll keep an eye on him the same way Bill Cosby did. Like they're already like bad jokes. And then he's just sitting there on the toilet with the lid on the toilet, and he's reading the newspaper, but there's like eye holes in the newspaper while like there's a kid in the bathtub, and it's supposed to be funny, like mocking Catch a Predator, but it's just not comfortable.
This has got to be a video from a long time ago, right?
Yeah, it was like 7 years ago or something.
So it's weird. I haven't seen the video. I don't know anything about it.
It's not even close to funny, and it's just uncomfortable. And knowing that that's like a kid in there, like I mean, the kid's probably, and then the sketch ends with him going in the bathtub to hang out with the kid. And then the other video, I didn't see the other video, but it's I guess Tiffany Haddish showing a 14-year-old girl how to give a blowjob.
And so this is very weird because I'm assuming this has been on the internet for a while, and now they're in trouble for it. No?
Yeah, there's that. You know what? You make a good point because there was on,
which is good news for all of us.
But it was like a thing that happened like 7 years ago, and the Funny and Die took it down immediately. But like it's weird that and it only resurfaced now because the mom of the children, is now suing.
Right.
So she's suing because it was a 14-year-old girl and a 7-year-old son, and Tiffany Haddish's was friends with the mom. So like, but that's why it's in the news now because like now they're suing Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. But like it was on, I guess, Funny or Die for like a half a day before Funny or Die is like, what the fuck? And
really?
They shut it down. So yeah.
This is where my conspiracy brain goes to, which means I'm stupid. But
I'm stupid. Let me look at me.
Aries Spears just criticized Lizzo. Right, and then all of a sudden this pops up.
It's got to be right. You've got to be right about this.
There's a fat Illuminati out there that's like, we're not gonna let this man.
Who the fuck is Lizzo? Max, get in here. Tell me who Lizzo is.
This one I know.
She's a musician.
I know Lizzo. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm fucking old.
She's really good singer, rapper. She's overweight.
She's bad. She's overweight, but she moves. And
she plays the flute.
She dresses cool.
Her songs are fucking good.
Her songs are great. I don't really give a shit either way. But Aries Spears, who does, I mean, look like a kind of a half full beanbag at this point, was criticizing. I stay in my lane. I don't make fun of other people publicly for being fat. because like I'm fat. What am I gonna say? Hey, you're doing what I'm
All right,
doing.
don't read Matt's Twitter about you. Don't.
No. I'm
kidding.
fine with making. I think fat shaming is good. Like I do. Like I shouldn't feel good about being at this weight. Like if I feel good for too long, I'm gonna lose a foot. So please, and I'm one of those people. I don't want to be like in the fat community, like calling out another fat person and not buying into like the big lie as being an Uncle Ben's. Instead of
being an uncle.
Instead of being an Uncle Tom, you're an Uncle Ben. And I don't. I'm keeping silent about it until I lose weight. And but like it's like well, he said something objectionable. Maybe somebody dug something up on him. I mean, that could not be.
Oh, you
true
think that's what I'm?
No.
He's just fucking around.
I'm fucking around, honestly. But like,
Who the fuck is Lizzo though? What does she do? I'm so fucking old.
Here's
and
the
dumb.
problem with like modern music is like there's no like we don't listen to the radio anymore.
Right.
So, but she's very popular. She was on Saturday Night Live about 3 years ago. She's got these really she's got a band. She's awesome.
My parents were here a couple months ago, and they went to go see her on the Today Show.
Your fucking parents know who she is, and I don't know who she is.
Yeah,
Like,
right. You gotta.
She's
I
like Tyler the Creator. I like Tyler the Creator. That's the only new.
He's got nothing on Lizzo. Lizzo's like popular.
Yeah, Lizzo
She's like
is
mainstream.
like. Yeah, I mean, not like Madonna or nothing, but like.
It's a different world.
Is she
now.
like Kelly Clarkson popular?
I would say.
Yeah, I would say so for sure. Yeah.
Mariah Carey?
Max, what weigh in, sir?
Yeah, I mean,
Max.
she might. I mean, at this point, I think she's bigger than Kelly Clarkson, but at her peak, probably it's.
If you ask an 18-year-old, she's way bigger than Kelly Clarkson.
Currently,
If you ask a 40-year-old, Kelly
Physically
Clarkson's
or
Both.
come on.
both.
Yeah.
I'm only saying that because I know Aries Spears made a fat joke about her.
Yeah. Well, I refuse to.
That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, but that is, I mean, it's weird because like we all have written, or riffed out bad jokes.
Oh yeah,
I did on this podcast. And so
You're fucking crushing it.
So
you're crushing it. Matt's not so much. But you're no, I love Matt.
So to record a whole thing, review it,
oh my god,
and then put it up on the internet.
Oh my god,
seems like you would have the wherewithal to know better.
Yeah,
and it makes like, were they smoking crack that day? What was going on in their brains that they would do that?
And then they're like, hey, Aries Spears has done worse and put it online. Here he is.
Well, the weirdest thing also about it is that because it started because Aries Spears was in an interview and the guy brought up Lizzo, like how talented she is. And then he responded immediately with how fat and gross she is.
Oh my
and
god.
And then the interviewer just is silent the rest of it. The interviewer just gets so uncomfortable.
You can't. This is how big Lizzo is, right? You can't take on Lizzo.
No.
You can't take on Lizzo. She's a hero. People love her.
There's a way to address the concerns about Lizzo without being a dick.
Yeah.
Aries Spears' biggest issue was he was a dick about it. He could be like, hey, I think she's really talented. Her music's really great. I'm concerned about her cholesterol.
Well, he said she
Much
looks
easier.
Like, he
Much
said she
easier.
looks like the shit emoji.
What's her hit song?
Wait. What does she look like?
He said she looks like the shit emoji.
That's so wrong because
That's all kinds of wrong.
I think actually Aries Spears, his head looks more
His
like the
face
shit
looks
emoji.
like the shit emoji.
He's projecting.
Yeah, that's true. I do that all the time.
He looks like he's too fat to do Shaq, and that is tough to be too fat to do Shaq.
Now you're gonna get in trouble for your old videos. Spears is coming after you.
Yeah, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Ari, I think you're highlighting a truth just in a bad way. Don't come after me. Don't send the Ari Spears cabal
I don't need it.
after me.
I don't need it.
Max, let me know when we hit an hour, just so I know.
We're over an hour.
Oh, we're over an hour. All right, we'll get right over.
We're at hour 4. I'm playing.
Oh, an hour form.
No. That was me joking. I
No,
said
it was
hour 4.
Yeah.
all right.
Or like an hour and 8 minutes.
Oh, all right. So we're like barely over an hour. We'll wrap.
We're
up.
like 3 Lizzo albums into this.
Are you having fun, Max?
Yeah, this is greid.
What did you enjoy so far? Tell me, what's your favorite Lizzo song?
I don't know any Lizzo songs. But she's great.
Nobody knows a Lizzo song. Everyone's like, she's so great. We all love
I got
Lizzo.
one in my head, but I don't know the lyrics.
What is it?
It's like na 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 na.
That's Weird Al. That's a Weird Al song.
Yeah, it's a good song. It's a really good song.
Yeah. What's the other?
What is hers is like 100% that bitch is like her.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Her favorite,
She
her
stole
big
that
song
line.
is 100% Dick.
She got
That's
sued.
the name of her song.
No,
Bitch.
she got a line. She's like, I'm 100% that bitch.
Oh,
Yeah,
100% that
She
bitch.
stole
bitch.
that and got sued over using that. Yeah.
Well, now I just want to hear like how Weird Al covers any Lizzo song. I don't know if he's done that yet.
I don't know if he's allowed to. I don't know if he can parody a large.
That's where
woman.
things get complicated.
Yeah.
2022.
It's like what songs you could parody.
What's acceptable? So like Weird Al did a song called Fat, and he was big and fat. Like I don't think you can do that this year.
You can't.
Yeah,
do fat
it's a
suits
different
anymore.
day and age.
Yeah.
man.
I think I could do it. I think I could get in blackface and wear a weight vest. And do a Lizzo
Derek, I
parody.
love you, but
think-
don't do blackface.
Okay,
don't.
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't
You
think that's
convinced
acceptable.
me. Nothing else was going to stop me.
This is an amazing intervention. That was close.
You know what? That's what somebody should have done for Ari Spears.
Yeah.
Somebody should have been, hey, man, don't post that fucking video, man. It's like, don't post the sketch with the kids.
That's why like people need like social media people. Like,
Yeah,
you just,
absolutely.
Yeah.
just had like a social media intern. You would have been like, don't do that.
Dude, the whole the whole social media thing. Like, I'm from Cleveland. Deshaun Watson's our fucking quarterback for the Browns. It's obvious, but like people are like they should be like those are not people that give a fuck about the Browns anyway. And Cleveland's such a shitbag town. They're already selling t-shirts at the stadium about like, hey, give me a massage. Hey, let's get massage.
Oh my
like
God.
just disgusting t-shirts, and it's like. Yeah, the real Browns fans don't give a shit. Like, they're just like, let's win some games. But it's like these fake people that were never going to give a fuck about the Browns are the ones that are like, the ones that like have a problem. And don't get me wrong, it's obviously disgusting.
Right.
It's,
No, sports fans need their best players, and so
they
will.
Right.
But I don't know about you guys. I took it from this attitude. Like, all right, I'm from Cleveland. I'm a fan of the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to root for that stupid team because that's my favorite team. I don't need to know everyone's backstory. It's not like they're my friends. I'm going to hang out with them all the time. That's like if I'm going to order a coffee from Starbucks, I don't need to know, hey, did this barista pay his child support this month or not?
Well,
Like,
as someone who's not from Cleveland, who's not a sports fan, if he broke the law, he's in trouble.
well, no,
if he
it's in the court system. He didn't break
if
the
he
law.
did it-
Whatever it was, he didn't break the law.
Well, then there you go.
It's
Yeah, but
pretty
he
disgusting.
works for a company that has a policy that clearly defines, or somewhat at least defines.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If something falls into a questionable area, you can't be upset like when you fuck up. I mean, you know what you're engaging in is like shitty behavior.
And that's where comedians get in big trouble because everyone's like, push the envelope. And then
then you
comments
push the
go too
envelope
far.
and it's like,
And they're like, we
Yeah,
ain't got
but-
no stamp for your envelope.
But you can push an envelope. You can't push a woman into making
No,
do
no,
a massage you don't want
Different
to
thing,
do.
yeah.
And that's where I'm a complete in defense of free speech, and I think you should be able to say whatever you want, even if it's offensive to people. I just don't think that you should take
I
action.
know. We
upon
all
those
like
things.
Kid Rock songs. What are you talking
Right,
about?
exactly.
I think we all agree.
Yeah. But I mean,
He is American badass.
I find they haven't aged very well.
But
By
you
the
also
way,
have to
is that
accept
an Insane Clown Posse tattoo on your arm?
No.
I
Wouldn't
thought
that be
that was.
I've been to an ICP concert.
Wow.
But
Tell us about that.
you mosh there.
Was it a concert or was it a gathering?
It was. Yeah.
Are you a juggalo?
No, God no.
You got to get tased at least 3 times to be a juggalo. That's the initiation.
I had a couple tapes, but it wasn't my favorite. I'll put it that way. But
Yeah.
there was this, the culture of Toledo in 1995 was really. I listened to a lot more rap growing up than I did like
Who was your all-time favorite rap group?
all time. Well, Ice Cube was the big one when I was young. Ice Cube.
I
was
think he's
really
going to stick
huge.
around. I think it's going to be all right.
yeah.
America's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
One of the
America's
greatest
Most
albums.
Wanted, Predator.
Her payback's motherfucker. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
West Coast rap obviously was pretty fucking huge back then. So like that's
The
what-
DOC. I love the DOC. Then he got in a car accident and lost his voice.
Yeah. So anyway, so I don't know. It was like I wasn't into as much like rock, I suppose, back then. So, but then like rock started to fuse with the fucking rap, and that's when it became a little bit more palatable. Now I'm like I listen to old country. I fully embraced being.
I
like
do
a
love
white
Hank
dude.
Williams, George Jones. That shit's awesome. I'm a fan of it.
I think it's all right because I haven't heard it before, so I'm not sick of it, and it's like kind of rock and roll.
Cup
Yeah.
of Loneliness by George Jones. One of the greatest songs. One of the greatest songs ever.
People
written.
love George
Cup
Jones.
of Loneliness.
Yeah.
That song particularly. You're welcome. You're welcome.
But George Jones getting a little fat.
Is he dead? He's got to be
I don't
dead.
know.
He's got to be dead.
trying to bring it
What's your all-time favorite music? Full Charge.
I pretty much like overall, I like big banner bands like Metallica, Beastie Boys, The Strokes. Like I go for like the most obvious of all genres, even though I know a lot about the derivative shit. Just being a skateboarder in the 80s, you just like get tapes passed around. So you heard like all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah.
You know, stuff you in a way you can't find anymore because you had to take whatever came your way. And it was like a Suicidal Tendencies record, like literally taped onto a boombox, like a record player. You could hear the
Favorite concert of all time. Your favorite concert.
I think I'm gonna say that House of Pain, Rage Against the Machine.
Really? When they didn't even perform?
Yeah, because
That's your
Rage,
favorite concert?
because Rage
Rage was
was
so
like
cool.
the ultimate surprise. Like it's amazing when somebody gives you what you want when you didn't know you wanted it. That is an amazing experience. I
and
think.
how old were you?
18.
18.
Yeah,
And
so-
you, Derek, your favorite concert of all time?
Saw Beastie Boys at
They're amazing.
Palace of Auburn Hills in 1998.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's a good time to see him.
Yeah, they were off of the album with Intergalactic
Yeah.
had come. I think it's like 97 maybe.
Hello
something like
Nasty,
that.
98.
Hello Nasty,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, that one was fresh out. And then they had the DJ with the band, and then Tribe Called Quest.
Oh, they were on the show?
They opened up for him.
Oh,
yeah.
dude, that's huge.
Dude, I saw Lollapalooza. It was like 94.
I was at that.
And and it was awesome. It was a Tribe Called Quest. Smashing Pumpkins closed it. Beastie Boys was on it. But like I never saw, I didn't know concerts, and that energy that Beastie Boys like just came out with Sure Shot.
It was
and,
amazing.
And everyone just like, Smashing Pumpkins could not follow. Like it was just too much energy. It was just too much energy. Everyone's like jumping around.
Which
like,
is crazy because Smashing Pumpkins is like a real rock
they're
band
awesome.
with,
No,
like,
I still love Smashing Pumpkins.
I saw that Lollapalooza in West Virginia, and then like 2 weeks later saw it in Northern California, which was like totally fucking cool to see
Yeah.
it. And see it like they're seeing
I
it.
want to see a concert at Red Rocks before I.
Oh yeah, I've never
I
been
die.
there. Yeah,
I want to see Tool at Red Rocks. That's like a big bucket list thing for
All right,
me.
you are white trash.
I am. I will admit, Tool
There's
is
nothing
white
wrong with that.
for smart white trash people.
evolved.
Well, then why are you going in for smart white trash people? Why are you going?
I got a 92 on the ASVAB. I'm okay.
I don't know,
Can't fuck with that, right? I don't think you got that.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know what a 92 is. It good?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Well,
out
it's
of
out of
100.
100.
Yeah.
I took we had the ACT in Ohio, and I got a 20. It's out of 36. I got a 27, but I crushed it in math. I got like a 34 in math, and like I sucked on everything else.
Yeah, it's the opposite of me.
Yeah,
I'm a
I was
verbal.
good at math. I'm good at like I'm autistic. That's what I'm
Are
saying.
you really? You think?
Nah, I don't know. I'm good at numbers, but I suck at everything else. Yeah. All right.
I don't know. I don't want to admit anything about my test score, so I'm being quiet.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have bragged about that. I mean, it's like having the best score in jail. I mean, like, who gives a shit? I was sent to the Navy to be institutionalized, you know? Yeah. I was the only kid in my school to being talented and gifted and scared straight. So
You weren't scared straight? Get out of here.
Yeah, no, we did.
How'd you get me getting scared? I thought you had to do something wrong to being scared
I was
straight.
a bad kid.
That's what he
What'd you
said.
do? Wait a minute.
He was a smart bad kid.
Oh, fights, arson, little shit like that. You know,
Dude,
like,
if I was your size, admit it, Matt. If you were his size, would you also like? I wouldn't.
I
run
got
away
beat
from
up
fight.
a fair amount. I mean, the kids I went to school. There's a dude who choked me out. He's in jail for murder still. I mean, we
win.
Had,
I guess.
we had bullies, man. We had like prisoners. Like,
Man.
it was fucked up. We had by the time I was a senior, they put fucking metal detectors because
Wow.
kids were bringing fucking guns to school and shit. People are getting fucking shot. Some kid got shot, stuffed in the fucking sewer behind our fucking school. It's fucking horrible. But thankfully, my parents moved me out of there halfway through high school.
This
I
was
love a happy
Toledo.
Toledo, man.
What high school? I know Toledo a little bit.
Bowsher High School, which I hear is under tremendous improvement. I don't want to shit on my lake.
Yeah. I went to
hope
Lakewood
it's
High
great.
School.
I hope everybody's equitable, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But back in the day, it was just rough.
But I played AAU basketball, so like I played against dudes from all over Ohio. So I know a little bit about Toledo High School.
Yeah, Bowsher. I went to Central my freshman year, Central Catholic.
Yeah, and they were good. They were very good. They were very good at basketball. Yeah, my buddy Saint, his first name was Saint. He's a black dude. He played Toledo Central Catholic. They won the...
Contextualize who Saint is.
Yeah. It's not a white dude named Saint. But yeah, man, like... Yeah, so I know Ohio a little bit from that. And by the way, I'm not naturally good at basketball. I would just play like 12 hours a day. So
Right.
like that's why I was good.
I didn't suspect you of being naturally good. I wasn't either. I was in the same camp. I'm uncoordinated. I had to work very hard to get.
I just didn't work at it, and I'm not good at it.
You're good at skateboarding though.
I worked like crazy on it.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have skateboarded if I could have, but I'm top heavy.
Right.
I'm too.
I did it like you in basketball, like every chance I got, every second I got.
You would skateboard.
I would skateboard.
And then you'd be good at it because you would skateboard every day.
That's all you do. So
Yeah,
how you
so
gonna be
like-
bad at it? You
Yeah,
know?
so eventually you'd be good at it.
yeah.
And
kind of like comedy.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
what's tough.
Listen to that fucking open mic.
That's
Just do
what's tough
comedy
about
one.
comedy, though, is like you got to book like 5 minutes at a time when you start.
Yeah.
Whereas like skateboarding, I fucking sucks, but I got like 3 hours a day
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. You still skateboard?
every once in a while, but it's done.
Right.
Like last
yeah.
time,
What hurts
Last
when you
time I
skateboard?
went
Like what hurts?
First of all, my back went out right after Cleveland. Let's start there. Second of all,
How'd it go out? What'd you do?
I was walking around Cleveland because Nick gave me like these wooden, they're not brass knuckles, but they're like wooden knuckles as a gift with like my name in them and hilarities.
Welcome to Cleveland.
And
You're
I'm
gonna-
like, I want to get this home, but I don't want to go through. I'm probably not going to get in trouble at the airport, but who the fuck wants to find out? You know? So I'm
Right.
walking all around Cleveland with my backpack on because that's what I use for luggage. And every post office is closed because it's the new world order after the 2020 election. And I went to one that was like had all this security, and
why
I'm
don't
like,
you
well, I
just
can't
give
go
it to
through
me, and I would have brought it back to New York
Ray,
for you.
because I figured there was a post office at Tower City. I figured there was a post office. There is a post office in the hotel I was staying at, and there's a post office down the street, and none of them fucking worked. So I ended up going to goddamn FedEx and shipping it out. But by then, my back was fucked, and I didn't take it easy on it because I'd never had a bad back before. And so
worst.
I'm swimming laps, which is not hard on your back, but I'm doing flip turns, and I'm fucking it up. And I'm walking back and forth half an hour to the pool and back to the pool with like the wet bathing suit. And it just added up to me having a real fucked up back. And now I'm doing this big tour in Pennsylvania, opening for Tom Segura, and I'm getting ready for it. And I think my nerves for the show like fed into the back pain. And I was fucked for a while till I got some drugs from a doctor, and then I was just fine.
It's weird how
Indomethacin.
Drugs are amazing.
Yeah.
Indomethacin. It like, because I get tendonitis in my knees. Indomethacin, like, it don't do it every day, but it like, pain is gone.
I've been trying to do yoga.
Yeah, I've been trying to meditate and take it easy. And then I took one pill and I was like, woo, who wants to do some gymnastics?
Thank God for science. Yeah.
Western medicine ain't all bad.
Yeah. I have a very bad back. I got a massage yesterday. And I felt when I was done, I always have them walk on my back. And when I was done, I felt like a new man.
Yeah.
And it lasts for about 6 hours.
Right.
And then after that, I'm like, man, give me some opium or whatever will relieve this pain.
Where can people find you, Matt?
I'm at thefulcharge.com.
Hell yeah, man. Dude, I love you. I love both you guys, man.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks,
Max,
Ray.
Where
We
can
love you
people
back.
find you, Max?
They can
Let them
find me,
know.
Max Marcus Comedy, all social media.
Cool. All right.
You can follow me on Venmo.
I didn't say yeah. Plug all your stuff, Derek.
Give the man some money. He
I'm
beat
at-
up a skinhead.
I'm at Hump Derek on all social media. Whichever one you like the most, pick me up on that one.
All right, cool.
Thanks for having me, man. I love that
Thanks,
shirt.
guys. All right, that's it for us. Good night. Peace.